Hey friends, welcome back to a Homesteading Hustle. Today, as we're standing in my kitchen canning tomatoes, I was sent a video by a friend. Now the video is the lovely Jess, thank you, from Roots and Refuge Farm. And she is hosting an open collaboration about books that are tried and true, that we have actually tried out and have found extremely helpful in the homesteading community. Using one of those books right now as I'm canning these tomatoes for marinara sauce. And I have two other books that I'd like to share with you. I'm going to set her down. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to share with you is actually the one that I am using at the moment. I'm making tomato sauce. Here, I can try to show you, angle you down real quick and show you. I'm making tomato sauce right here in my very messy kitchen. So ignore the mass amount of dishes that are getting ignored right now. That's being a homesteader. You got to get things done. We pulled in the tomato harvest and this just needs to get done. So everything else is being ignored. So right now I'm using this book. This is the Can It and Ferment It book. This is by, I'm not even familiar with the author, Thorough. Okay, so this is what the book looks like. I actually just came across this book when I was up at the Vickers Brewery Complex in Duluth. They have a bookstore in there. So if you're in Minnesota, you're heading up to Duluth, they for sure carry this book, but I'm sure you can order it online. I have used multiple recipes in this book. My favorite so far has actually been the candied jalapenos. Now those are, they're kind of a general recipe, but I have just used the measurements from this book and they turn out amazing every time. There's a few other things in here that I have tried for sure and that are really wonderful. And so I 100% trust this book. It has great recipes in it. The information is really easy to follow and to read. There's little notes, little sections in here. If you want to write notes, if you made modifications on the recipe, or if something didn't, I don't know, if you made alterations, basically. But they have all kinds of different, there's pickling recipes in here, jam recipes. I'm making the marinara sauce that's in here right now. I made the apple butter that's in here. So much great recipes in here. I highly recommend this book. Again, I'm not super familiar with this author, but I mean, you'll see it. It's called Can It and Ferment It. This is what it looks like. And it's very inexpensive. You know, sometimes when it comes to these books, I struggle with spending a lot of money on a book, although it is incredibly valuable to have a book on your shelf because what sparked it for Jess to even point this out was the fact that, you know, the credibility of online. Anybody can put information up there. We don't know it's been, you know, AI generated or what's been written by a real person. And there's so much value in having a book on your shelf that, let's just say, internet goes down, you have no resources at all. You have no books or nothing printed out from a website or a trusted page. Where are you going to get your information? How are you going to learn how to can if you've never canned before? How are you going to learn how to do these things if you've never done it? So it's incredibly important to have these things on your shelf. So recommend this one. The next one I'm going to recommend is The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. So if you are into wild foraging at all, or if you want to just learn how to figure out what kinds of things maybe on your property have medicinal value, this is an amazing book. So this was written by, her name is Dr. Nicole Apelian. I don't know if that's how you say it. But she was actually, we discovered her, she was on the show Alone, which is an amazing show if you really like to learn survival skills. It is incredibly entertaining and you learn a lot of stuff. It's very knowledge-based. But she was on that show and she survived mostly on her wild foraging. So she wrote a book and this is all about wild foraging. So this is incredibly helpful with, I mean, you can find a lot of common things in here, but you're also going to find a lot of things that you're like, I've seen that, but I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it does. I don't know if is it poisonous? Is it safe to eat? Does it have medicinal value? Incredibly helpful book. I have spent a lot of time just looking at this book. And really, honestly, if you want people in your family to learn about stuff like this, leave stuff like this in the bathroom. I know most people take their phones in the bathroom, but I'm 100% positive if you leave this in your bathroom, somebody's going to be curious and they're going to start looking at it. So that's another one I recommend. And of course, what would a recommendation of books be without the lovely Jess herself? So I'm assuming you know, if you're watching this, you probably know who Jess from Roots and Refuge is, but she has written a couple books. I have one of them. This is The First Time Homesteader. I have not read all of it yet, but it is a really awesome introduction to homesteading. She touches on so many different subjects and gives you a little bit of a taste on like everything. She has recipes in here. She has stuff about different animals. So whether you're getting chickens or cows, or you're looking to, you know, do some gardening, there's so much information in here. If you have any desire to be a homesteader and you're in the beginning stages, this book is going to give you a little tidbit of everything so that you kind of know what direction you want to go in the homesteading direction. So those are my 3 recommendations for the day, but I have to get back to this sauce because it is boiling like crazy. So I wanted to take a quick moment, share those with you, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will